Hi, Lisa Defazio here. Have you got a minute? I certainly hope you do. Stay with me as we get to know some of the most fascinating and passionate people you could ever imagine. Hi, it's Lisa Defazio here, and I'm very excited to have the very lovely Emma Peele here. I've been trying to catch up with Emma for a while and she's very busy, so if you've got a minute, I'd love you to meet her. Today we're meeting Emma Peele, DJ, collector of many things, fascinating things. I think our tastes are very much really on the edge of horrific, so put the sunnies on because the prints are about to be very loud. Now I'm thinking that I look somehow related to you, so maybe a cousin. What do you think?
Yeah,
similar similar fabrics.
I'm loving the look.
Yeah,
it's nice to see someone dressed as brightly as me for once, so I appreciate it on a sort of slightly overcast Sunday. That's great.
Excellent. Now I always say that the inside of my wardrobe looks like a kaleidoscope has exploded, and I think that yours is rivaling mine at the moment. So we'll have to have a look at that as well. So Emma, you've invited me into the costumery, is that correct?
Yes, you should feel privileged.
I totally do, and I have an extensive vintage collection. This rivals it, but can I just say our tastes are very clearly on par. Okay, so where's your span in time with your sort of vintage?
Yeah, right. It's pretty broad, but I would say my sweet spot would probably be 68 to 73.
Right. Yeah.
68 is probably my favourite year for fashion,
Yeah.
because that's when it was like truly hippy-dippy stuff.
Yeah.
And a little wilder.
And it was still sort of had elements of mod, but a different twist on it. Any film style, there's some great films made in that sort of era that you can get some incredible inspiration from.
Definitely.
And there's sort of sub-genres within those genres, and I just want to have a look at this. So it's almost a little tennis dress, isn't it?
Yes, it is a little bit.
But it's not really for tennis.
No, it's definitely a little, it's for going out. It's for dancing.
Maybe lunching as well. And this here is incredible.
Oh, that's heaven. That is the real deal from Haight Ashbury, ladies and gentlemen. I bought that when I was there. And I wore that around San Francisco in the Haight Ashbury, and people
were stopping you.
Were like, "Excuse me, can you tell me where the Panhandle is?" It's like, I'm from Australia.
That's
thanks.
So, I picked out this gorgeous number. Now tell me about it.
This is by a New York designer called Mr. Hamburger.
Wow.
And I love the print on this. It's very yellow submarine-ish.
It totally is. And I love that cut, that sort of empire
The
line.
empire.
Totally flattering.
And the sleeves.
Yeah,
it's all about the sleeves.
Okay, so that's a kimono. I thought it was a kimono sleeve.
Yeah.
Which looks a bit like a bat wing when you've got it on.
Yep, that's it.
I would love this, but I respect. I'm full of respect. So
I'll be doing an audit when you leave today.
I understand.
I have to tell you this story because it is really quite odd and special at the same time. This belonged to my grandmother.
Wow.
And she wore this to my parents' wedding. I saw it in a photo and I'm like, oh, Gran, the sleeves. It's genetic. I understand why.
Yeah, I totally,
But when my gran passed away many years ago, she insisted that everything was thrown out of hers. And my uncle kept living in the house. Unfortunately, he passed away and we went to have a look at the house. And for some reason I thought, I'll just stick my hand in the wardrobe here. And it wouldn't open, so I had to put my hand right in.
Wow.
And I thought, oh, I feel something. This was in there.
It's meant to be.
The only thing.
You're kidding. So it was the only thing left in the house. That's
clothes-wise.
Oh, that is incredible.
That's freaky business right there.
And tell me, does it fit?
Yes, it does fit.
Oh, how fabulous. Oh, go grand.
I know. Homemade too, I think.
Yes, and there's little trims and all sorts of things happening.
It's very fancy.
You love a bit of dressmaking.
Yes.
You appreciate that.
Mm. There you go.
Now, shoes are hard to come by, aren't they? Great vintage shoes.
Yes.
Where do you source yours?
Well, I've got a big foot as well, so that makes things quite difficult. So unfortunately a lot of my shoes are modern, or I've had them made. These are go-go boots, so these are my size. I mean, when I put them
They
on,
look like you've been well danced in.
yes, I can't really clear doorways in them because of the heels, but they're beautiful, and these belong to a work colleague of mine, his mother, who was about to throw them out. And so that happens quite a lot. Does it happen to you? People say, oh.
Well, people say it, but they never get around to it. So it's all good intention, which is worth nothing.
Well, I lucked out with these.
When they come through, it's gold, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. So I've got 2 pairs of these now.
Very good. Well, I'll take these. And you can expose the contents of the gorgeous box.
So this is a very strong childhood memory of mine, because in one of the cupboards in my grandparents' vast house in the country, which it had been in our house since the 1830s, so you can imagine the attic's full of incredible stuff. But anyway, down in our bedroom, it had my mum's stuff from the 60s, including this, which is Clark's shoes and psychedelic, as you can see from the cover, but it's her debutante shoes, which are pretty special. And they do fit.
They're gorgeous.
But only just.
Okay, so you don't wear them for long?
I wear them for a photo shoot.
Okay, yeah.
And if I'm just standing, I could have worn them today,
Okay.
but then you would have been even shorter.
Oh, thanks. Thanks so much. And I chose not to wear heels today.
So I decided not to do that.
I've never been called
Especially
short.
for you.
Oh, yes. Okay.
There you go.
Can I just note the heel? I mean, it's just gorgeous. It's the perfect shape.
It's beautiful, yeah.
I mean, the original
Perfection.
box. Very good. I don't know about you, but I spend a disproportionate amount of time searching for things I don't need, and the more hideous the better. And I missed out on a coconut head, the carved coconut head,
heaven.
and it was a bit wrong with the crooked tooth, and it was all.
Right.
And I wanted it. I wanted it desperately. So, what's your most prized hideous possession?
Well, it hasn't arrived yet because
Oh.
I've been surfing the net for this for some time, but I do love a bit of crochet, and particularly when it's homemade. I don't know whether you're familiar with this, but it's like a towel holder, and it's a frog.
Oh, nice.
And it's the most hideous thing.
Is
and
it
it's sort of
green?
like this,
Oh, okay.
with like big
Oh.
eyes. And then like a little bit at the bottom.
Oh,
It's disgusting, but I can't wait for it to arrive
Yes.
and put it in my bathroom. I love old things, and a lot of the things in my house are cherished items that belong to my grandparents and so forth. Or if they're not, they're just a little bit silly. Like I like things with silly faces or things that make me laugh.
Yeah.
So I've got a poodle, like decanter out there that has all little mini poodle cups on the side.
Oh wow!
It's
But
just-
how can you be sad? Like if you
You
poured me a
can't.
drink with poodles happening, you'd be smiling, wouldn't you?
Exactly. Exactly.
Absolutely.
My mum was also an aspiring. She was an aspiring interior designer.
Oh.
And so the first childhood home I remember being brought up in had like thick shag pole carpet, almost to the point that it had to be raked. And then in the entryway, this was the most incredible thing. She put up wallpaper, but it was like this big Marilyn Monroe winking.
Oh.
Sort of like an Andy Warhol, like the whole wall. It was just her face.
One large one?
Yeah.
So not repetition?
No.
Wow.
With all like
She was ahead of
indoor
her time.
plants. Oh, she was wild, man.
Yeah. So show me your juicer.
I feel like we're on a shopping channel right now. Stepping back to
Yes,
1973 or
yeah,
something.
that sounds good to me.
This is my juicer. I'm wild about this juicer. It's quite a recent addition for me, but I saw it and I thought it's orange. If I don't buy this, I'm out of my mind.
Yeah, there's something wrong. Absolutely. It actually looks like a bit of a cassette player here.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
I think it just goes faster and faster and faster. I only tend to get to this one.
You're right.
And that's enough.
Does it shake? Is there a lot of movement happening?
There's a lot of movement, and it freaks my husband right out because when I bought it, of course, being secondhand, it didn't come with any instructions. So it didn't tell me how to put it together. So I had it all unlocked and then started juicing apples, and then it's going everywhere, and there was apple everywhere.
Psychedelic explosion of fruit.
And it makes the most gnarly sound too. It's like, it sounds like your fingers are about to be hacked off. But it makes a mean juice.
Okay. Now, can I just say, I've just spotted something here that I'll give you total respect to. It's this beautiful triangle
Oh yeah, that's nice.
tray. They were everywhere. They were everywhere, weren't they?
Yeah, they're huge. Neither of it smokes, so I don't actually know what that's doing here.
Fantastic. It's for the emu egg. It's instead of an egg cup, so it's for one day when you eat one. And egg cups. I collect egg cups and things that I really don't need.
Yeah, I've got some great egg cups. That one's pretty good.
Yeah.
That one.
Bring us your rooster. Okay.
So I used to have that as a kid.
No way.
And then that really strange rabbit up there.
I'll get the rabbit for you.
My sister used to get that one.
Oh, well, see, these are the things that nightmares are made of, aren't they?
I know.
Like, it's actually
what's up
looking
with
at
that?
them now. That's the devil rabbit right there, isn't it? The rabbit who's going to eat your children. Oh dear.
So yeah, and they were, I think, my mother's when she and her brother were kids. They got that Easter one.
That makes it all okay.
Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my garden.
I love this garden. So we've got Senior Pelican over here.
Yes, he's my pride and joy.
Mm-hmm.
I love the pelican.
Mm-hmm.
I did pay a fair bit of money for pelican, and there were two, and they asked me if I wanted both of them, and I said no. I'm just about broke now with one.
Really?
So one will do.
So they knew they were selling to an avid collector.
Yeah, and I mean, you never really see pelicans. They're pretty rare.
The swans, you see?
The swans are more prevalent around neighbourhoods, and also someone's got hold of the mould, and so there's new ones available
as well.
Oh, really? Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so you can get new and old ones of them. But the pelican, he's a bit rat rod. His paint's peeling off.
He's very cool though.
So that's what I like about him.
And your letterbox is new. You were searching for him for a while.
Yes, and it was the biggest stroke of luck because we had a friend around, and for some reason I was talking about the ultimate garden accessory that I would like to find, and I said obviously it would be a koala letterbox. And he said, "What's that?" He didn't know what it was, so I had to Google image him.
Okay.
Upon doing so, noticed that it was an active eBay listing.
You're kidding. I must say, I
lost my mind.
And so that's how he came to be. Well
all the way from Cranbourne.
Oh, great. And did you have to hike down there to get him?
Yeah, we had to go down and get him, and because he's pure concrete, we'll take a look at him in a minute. So when we got home, we had to get our neighbours, who must think we're really nuts, to get him out of the car.
Okay. They're very heavy, aren't they?
Oh, it's insane.
And he's a unique little one because I think I had one at a previous house with the fake wood jutting out to the side.
Oh yeah.
Where the newspapers and things.
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
So there's a few around, a few variations.
Yes.
And we'll have a look at your swans, your tyre swans.
Yes.
So did you have those made?
No, they're old.
Okay.
And that's through a post that I did on Instagram. Someone that followed me said, "Hey Emma, I happen to have two old tyre swans. Would you like them?" And of course I said, "Hell yes,
please." Oh, great.
So we had to go to Ballarat to get them. So my poor husband comes on all these weird journeys.
But you've got the fabulous van, so that's what it's built for. I mean, seriously, it's purpose built to shift items like
tyre
that.
swans.
So Emma, I'd love to thank you for Switched On, your incredible show. So tell us a little bit about it, because I am such a fan. I hate to use that word, but I totally am. You made house hunting a pleasure, Saturday afternoons, cruising around, listening to the finest vinyl.
Oh, well, thank you. Well, my show's called Switched On. I've been doing it for about, nearly 8 years now.
Wow.
Every Saturday between 1 and 3. And the gist of the show is to take people on a trip back in time.
Yeah.
Predominantly the 1960s, would you believe? And around the world. So we'll, in 2 hours, check out everything from French jazz to salsa to bossa nova, Italian beat. Yeah. Whatever I feel like playing, basically.
Which is great.
Yeah.
And it is like a soundscape. You get this whole feel of the era and the styling, and it sort of transports you.
Yeah, and I think, for me as a collector, I'm always fascinated to find out about different musical movements or scenes that were happening throughout the world that we might not, we clearly didn't know were going on, but in the home country it was huge. It was all that was happening.
I've actually started to explore Japanese bossa, 60s bossa, and that's really interesting as well. So there's all these little hidden little gems that you can find.
Quite often those little subgenres too have very distinct sounds, like for example Italian bossa nova. It's quite chintzy.
I'm hearing
but
little
something
sounds in my head that I'm stemming from trying to articulate.
You would have heard some of that on my show, no doubt. It gets a whirl every now and then.
Key sounds, it's great stuff.
Well, hi. I suppose you're wondering where you can catch me. Well, you can find me DJing around town in the near future. Just keep an eye on gig guides and that kind of thing. But I'm also involved with a really great project which is taking place in early 2016 with the Darebin Council. It's my audio walking tour of Reservoir, in which we go and look around people's gardens for wild old relics such as your koala letterboxes and I guess more modernism architecture, and I talk you through that. So get involved, and if you follow me on social media, you'll find out more about that as it approaches. Thanks.
Thank you so much for joining me on Have You Got a Minute? Make sure you subscribe, share with your friends, contact me and give me some more ideas about some incredible people you know who might like to be interviewed. Can't wait to speak to you soon. Stay tuned and I'll see you again.